Hi, welcome to Dad Tech, and today we're talking about a product, and because we need to, really, because nobody else is, I found 2 videos online. Now, granted, this is a brand new product, so really important to say, okay, fair enough. Not many people have got it in their hands yet, but I don't know why, because it's a direct competitor to the Elgato Prompter. As far as I can tell, all the same features, at a lot better price by about $100. So the pre-sale price of this product that I'm using right now, which is the NEEWER X11, is essentially a teleprompter with a screen built in, a lot of cool features. Again, very similar to the Elgato Prompter, but it's about $100 cheaper, but it does everything the same, but it's cheaper, and it just came out. So I found 2 videos. I was pretty excited to see when this came up on my social medias, like, hey, you might like this product. I'm like, you darn right I would. And then the price that they put it at was about $150 for the pre-release price. I don't know what's going to be after, but if it's even if it's close to the Elgato Prompter, well, great. But the pre-release price, $150, jump on it before it jumps up to whatever price it's going to be. And really what we can say there is I was very, 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 very close to buying the Elgato Prompter because I've got this one right here, which is Ulanzi. It is glass. It is put your phone deal right here, mount it to something, and you need rings to fit your camera lens that then goes in the back hole, which I believe the Elgato Prompter does. Now, the newer one, the X11, which again I'm using, I'm going to pull it off. I'm going to show you all around it, and I'm going to give it a good playing with. Sounds odd. It doesn't. It has a little hood that goes over your lens as the lens goes in. And there's a couple of things that Neewer have done here that I'm very, very impressed with. And again, I think a direct competitor with the Elgato Prompter, which is so popular and everyone raves about it, but I think it does things better. And I want to now, caveat, had it a couple of hours, played around with it. There was like 4 or 5 questions I had to answer. Does it do X, Y, Z? And can I use it for certain scenarios? Now, I'm going to show you, got a camera right here, what I'm looking at right now. One of my questions, and I hope if you had the same question it's now answered, was, can you put a HDMI link directly into the prompter? And the answer is yes. So as you can see here, I've got my camera feed. So my camera, which is in the product, is then putting the feed directly on. As I'm looking at the camera, at the lens or at the glass, I'm seeing myself back. So I can check my framing. I can make sure that the focus, let's even show you this. I've got a square solidly around my eye right there, which is tracking my eye. So I know as I'm talking to you guys that the focus isn't drifting. And I've had problems with it in the past of my camera's been out of focus, like doing a whole video and it's been focused to something right about here. It's specifically this ZV-10, but my A6700 doesn't do that. But you've still got to put assurances in place to prevent your shot being ruined because it wasn't focusing correctly. So at this point in time, the X11 checks that box for me because I can see myself and I can shoot. I'm looking like right down the lens right there. I can see her just a smidge behind the glass, but I'm also looking directly at my face. So it's kind of weird to do it this way, but that checks off a box. Now, the other thing, I needed to know if I could plug my phone the marketing all said this, a couple of videos that were released said this, that I can plug my phone directly into this with a USB-C and it will mirror it. And I can have my phone in my hand, not have it have to be on here. So I've done a professional shoot very recently and I've used this for that a couple of times. Me having my phone right here means 1, I can't use it. 2, I can't look at my notes, my shot list, whatever it may be. I can't use it for BTS, for behind the scenes footage, as well as I've got the Teleprompter app on my phone and my client is reading their script that they sent me and they mess up or they pause or whatever. We then have to go to the phone, hit the button. I'll show you some B-roll here of my client doing it. And his face is like, he's right up because he's going to my phone and he's scrolling back to where his starting point is and he's hitting, or I've got a little button so I can press play again, but he's having to go and find his spot again, get back in position and press it. That is no bueno. That is not good. We don't want that. So that's why I knew well, that's why I lean towards the Elgato, because I'm like, I just can't do this. It's not professional. It's not good. It doesn't help. So this one is not going to be used anymore for that reason. So I knew I needed an inbuilt screen, and NEEWER came along and did that. So what that does now is I can have this set up. And again, I'll show you a little something here. So that's my screen being mirrored. That's the glass. And I'm going to show you in a moment. I'm going to plug my phone in, and I'm going to have it mirrored directly. In a client scenario, in a client setting, I can have the Teleprompter app up. I can have their script on the screen, but it's on the screen. And then I have a cable, USB-C, to my phone, which is in my hand, and I can control it, and I can move up and down. I can get back to the spot that they want, and I can manipulate it. Or if they want to go to the notes, or they want to look something up, or they want to send me something, I can just very quickly access that on my phone or an iPad. I might even actually utilize an iPad for that. So plug it directly into that, and then that is the primary way of utilizing this. It's mirroring the iPad screen with the Teleprompter app, or with notes, or with bullet points. The list is endless. Whatever app they have, whatever information they want to be talking about, whether it's like a slideshow or something, and they want to be reviewing the notes as they're going, all that is possible because of this. Now, there's probably a couple of other features that this thing does. That is it. And the screen detaches. So if I want to use the screen independent of, say, the glass, that I can, like as an external monitor, and it comes off of its little mount right there, and it's got threads in the bottom. So I can utilize, I can just put it on a tripod or connect it to a Magic Arm, whatever it may be. And now that's a monitor to utilize. So now I got to take it off. I got to take it apart for you guys. That way I can show you. There's a couple of things that need improving, and you probably want to know what these are going in. One thing I like that they did utilize an F38 compatible mounting system. So there's a little F38 plate that comes with the kit, and you can, this is not it, but it's actually very similar. So you put that on the bottom of your camera, slots it into the quick release plate. It's very unique the way they've done the quick release, and then a way in which you can raise and lower the camera to fit into the hole, or move it back and forward depending on the lens that you have. And that's where one issue that I don't like, and it can be addressed. It is where it is right now, but maybe the future iteration could be better. I'm going to show you that as well. So give me a moment. I'm going to take it apart, and then I'm going to give you a little guided tour through it. This shot's going to look slightly different, but I have our deal right here. So there is what it looks like. Here's what I was talking about, which is the back plate. I want to talk you through a couple of things on here first, and then I want to show you like mirroring my phone or something. I'll take the screen off, and we'll just plug it in and do some stuff. This is the mount right there. It is quick release, and it's very unique. Let me even demonstrate. It's like these two, a little pinchies, and now it's in a locked position. You pinch these two, and it unlocks. So very unique, but it is F38 compatible. So that's cool. So this thing on the bottom, you twist one blue thing or the other blue thing. Bottom one makes it go up and down, and the top one makes it go in and out. So that's great. So when you're done finishing, you unscrew that one and pull it back. And this hood, again, and just Velcro onto here, is such, this is my opinion, people might completely disagree with this, but it's such a better implementation of having a flush fit of your lens around this. The other way of getting the rings around your lens and then sliding it in, good in practice, but I feel it's so intrusive having this thing, either having to take it on and take it off all the time. And I always have an ND filter on there, and I never take it off. So to either have it always on there, or to put it on and off all the time whenever you want to use a teleprompter, I just don't like that method. And I'm happy that this didn't go that route. And Elgato did it, this one did it. I just don't think it's a great idea. And then if you end up with a different lens for some reason, then you're messing around. And my lenses are all, I've got step ups and steps down, but it just doesn't make sense. So that is great. Now this thing does come off, like I said, Velcro. And what that allows is it allows for a secondary panel, this thing to come down right there. And then you can attach a module right here. It's actually downstairs, still in the box, and don't need it. But you can attach, say, a webcam. You can attach your phone. There's a couple of different variations of attaching it. So they've thought real good about this, about, well, how are we going to utilize it? And then the actual screen itself. There's some buttons right here. This will let you toggle through the source. So it's got one mini HDMI that comes with it, connected to a HDMI. So that's what I use to go into my camera. USB-C, USB-C. So one's for power, one's for the source, your phone. And then this one, once it does have a source, you can change the brightness up or down, as well as you can flip it. So flip it, which if it's not correct. And I had another question I needed answering, which was, if I have that scenario where I've got my phone and I've got a script, a teleprompter app on my phone, and can I have it so that on my phone it's the right way around, but on here it's reversed, so then the mirror image of it is right for my client? Yes, you can. I did it. It's great. I'm going to show you in a moment. So that's great. It means I'm not trying to read something backwards and trying to figure out what's up and down, because everything's mirrored on the teleprompter app, and my client's still seeing what he should be seeing, and or her, and we can utilize it that way. So now, as you can probably tell, this thing detaches. So it's a little mounting system right there. There's a little button right here, and it can change angle, probably for storage. Transport, yes, it's kind of this disconnects. Okay, so at least it comes into different pieces for transport. Oh, okay, my bad. So the thing that I do not like, that I think needs work, that can be changed at this point in time, I guess it could be, because now we know it's detachable. I should know that because I put it together. But this thing is all plastic. When I had my rig right here with my lens on, this was operating very flimsily. And second to that, when I've got my rig on here as I was recording, and you saw, there was a little bit of play here. It felt like my camera was slightly over to one side. It wasn't quite center, and I had to adjust the tripod to accommodate for that. So this thing is, look, if this was a metal rail, I would have a lot more confidence with it. So the classy move would be, okay, hey, this is not good, needs to be metal. Let's replace it. Let's have it be like $30 or something, and away you go, and it's all good to go. But that I'm just not convinced with right now. And I believe Elgato's is the same. I haven't had any hands-on experience with that. It looks like it's the same. There needs to be something, because that's, in my opinion, just nowhere near as sturdy enough as it needs to be. And the screen. There's your mount at the bottom. There's the locator pin there and there. So what we're going to see is no input. So if I hit it, you can see it gets flipped in 4 different orientations. So it does respond to the orientation of my phone. You guys aren't seeing it correctly, so we hit the button. Now you are, and so am I. So there's their website, the pre-sale price, and the higher price, which is still cheaper than Elgato's, which is great. So you can see why these types of teleprompters are very popular, because they're so very versatile. Again, I could literally just use this as a mirroring device. I don't know. There's probably things I haven't thought of that I could use this for, that it becomes an option, right? It becomes a way of utilizing the technology. But just the fact that I can have it in this position, and which is where I'm going to leave it for the most part, for when I'm recording videos and I can check my shot, I can use it as a second monitor. But then when I'm on professional shoots and I'm taking the whole kit for my clients, so they can read their scripts, so they can feel natural, I'll have bullet points, whatever it may be, on the screen while they're recording, to make things a little bit easier for them. But also I can control, I can monitor, I can change things as needed on the go. Such a better solution than the other one that I had in the other versions. So really, we can just say, why aren't enough people talking about this device? I hope now that's released and people are getting in their hands, like myself, people are going to start talking about it more, to say, Did you know there's a teleprompter out there? Did you know it's competing with Elgato's Prompter? Did you know it's cheaper and does the same things and is built great with one exception? Yeah, I mean, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I think it's a fantastic device. I may not do a full review on this as I use it more, and I may, depending on a couple of things. If this video does well or you have more questions, I can certainly answer them. But they thought about this product, which is always a good thing when you're going to spend your hard-earned money on something that's supposed to help improve. And actually, this is my third teleprompter. And one of them I had was a similar setup to the other, just a little bit more expensive, but it had actually a metal frame. That was good. When I use teleprompters and I read, I don't do good. I sound like a robot. I've done a couple of videos on my channel where I've read a script the whole time. I do not do good. And then I've redone things where I just read bullet points and keep on point instead of just, blabbering on. And I like that as well. So I'll probably do that at some point. But that is, for now, my first impressions of the NEEWER X11 2-in-1 teleprompter. It's good. Believe me, it's good and it's cheaper. So there's my main points. Hope you have a great day. Bye. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe, and then bye. Thank you.